careful with them.
I like the use of the missile barrage here because it's not direct aggression, you're not putting yourself in the line of fire, but you're making sure to sort of usher this other team out of your territory. So, you know what? I would really appreciate it if we just had this side of the mountain to ourselves, and that's what they're going to get, where Liquid are trying to do that, but I'll say a little bit more aggressively as they get involved in their own fight. Now with Fun FPS retreating, Phil's going to be relatively safe inside of here, and the same can't really be said for Blueberry, as Portal inside might be to pick up a little bit of loot and finish off these kills.
And just setting up that angle for themselves if they need to go for the retreat as well, and Cloud9's going to go for a second pass at this, and hits for the Blues, gets the crack, but he has to back off. As he does have that gold armor, so it's going to be a quick sell for the reset now. Re-peek, as he's got to be careful. That team, it's going to be Rockstar poking their head out from that house. Fun is playing the wall quite well, and he's doing so much damage now, and he wants to go up. That's going to be Sign Us Please, losing out on Sync. Fun is just having his way with this squad. It was just the two, man. The Tempest gets finished off, and now Liquid pick up 2 free kill points for themselves, and they alleviate a lot of the pressure on the northern side of the zone.
We can't just gloss over the fact that Phil just 1v2'd. That was ridiculous with the wingman and the shotgun. Made it look easy, and that was under fire from multiple squads as well. So this is definitely a better game for them than last time at the very least, and definitely have a lot of anger coming into it to try and make this work, although they are being spotted again by multiple squads. Don't have anything to push for just yet, as their building is inside of the next ring, and even inside of the next one as we take a look at the larger map.
There's a fight coming out for Team Razor here, maintaining this position inside of Countdown now, as a lot of fighting taking place. Team Intel, they were able to take out Cloud9. Well, 2 members of Cloud9 at the very least. That's Albert Laley and Zach Mazer going down. That's what I was wondering. How did they rotate in for the ring? They tried to go up to the north. That was the squad that Team Intel spotted out and bullied out for position. So we're now down to 15 squads. 40 players remaining as round number 3 finishes up closing.
Pringle's getting pushed by Razor here. It's a war of attrition, one that Lobo will likely win, but we'll see if Razor can find any cracks and pull the trigger just in time, as they are running double mobility with this Wraith and the Octane, making them a very skirmish-heavy composition for right now. G7 here to find any quick dinks that they can, but for right now, this position will be the best one that Razor are going to get. Unfortunately for them, outside of the next ring, and are likely going to have to use that portal to get themselves to a safer situation without being mowed down from above by this team in Countdown, who, incidentally, will also have to relocate.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to pull into Lava proper, as we are on board with Kubski or Applejacks ratting this one out on the Tomcat Rat Cam, as don't know exactly what happened to his squad, but he should be able to actually survive here for quite some time as the Rat. A lot of teams don't want to try and peek their heads out to try and find rats here, because that leaves yourself extremely vulnerable. Exit though making a push, bubble out, EMP has been used by Kenny here as they get that first knock. That's going to be Stink going down as they do finish him off, secure that point. And now they were able to advance their way up through Lava Siphon, or excuse me, Lava Fissure here. Beautiful red armor in the hands of Clean as well. We'll see if Clarify and Kenny can get that for themselves. There is someone just beneath them stealing their loot throughout all of this. As Exit, they're just favoring, of course, just going for that reset instead. But now they are turning their heads to this Bloodhound. They got a huge amount of damage onto him. That was just Greek by himself getting finished off. 13 squads remaining now. CLG loses out on Nano throughout all of this as well. It's an absolute bloodbath here in the 4th ring.
Yeah, CLG and Charlotte Phoenix were losing members left and right over the last couple of minutes, and of course, Charlotte Phoenix now being knocked out. We'll see about CLG if we get a look at them later. If they are even still alive, as with that member falling, it may very well have been their last exit. Still looking for a little bit of loot here, as well, they do have a great setup right now. It also gives them the ability to scout. They can see a team to their southeast and will be able to prepare for that push, potentially from the low ground. Exet are going to take height here and hope for the best. They've still got to deal with TSM, who should be outside to the western side, and we'll see what rotation they end up pulling out, as slowly but surely XSET are in the center of everything.
Luckily for XSET, this door to their south has not been griefed quite yet, so it provides another layer of defense for them. Two squads just to their southeast as the ring starts pulling away. TSM has called it. It is on top of their house right now as rocks are slowly getting cleaned up. Klain just gets the one tap onto one member of Cheez-It on the hillside, but will anyone be able to punish that now? TSM have recovered up to purple armors here. They're rearing their heads out. Hal not getting too aggressive on this one. Just trying to stop that res for the time being. He backs away. He's got no ammo left on that flatline. They desperately need this loot.
See if they can find a way to access it right now. We can see with our wall hacks that there's a team right off to the side of this house, and they should know it too as soon as that res starts to come in. The Peacekeeper will do for this engagement as they end up thirsting one, getting the rest, and are going to knock out Team Cheez-It, as I believe they ended up almost knocking out Pringles up there as well. You can see the singular Loba bracelet flying up into the air before the squad met their untimely fate. And now TSM get that loot, they get the guns that they need to complete it in the end game, as 10 squads still remain, but we're going to be knocked down to 9 if Liquid has anything to say about it.
Unfortunate for Team Intel. Skittle Cakes did go down up top, but maybe he made his way down low. Barrels have been set up, but here's the second pass now. They get the finish onto Skittle Cakes, and Dupe has fallen to 303. So having to be pulled down into this ring. Team Intel were not able to navigate this one, as they get finished off. Verholst going down to Kubsky. Rat taking out Rat. It's just Raticide in this lobby here. Team Liquid, though, moving down to the south, and have to still deal with these squads rotating in now just underneath them. They do have a lot of ground to work with. They do have some nades in the back pocket as well. Flanker, though, over peeking here. He needs a bubble, but they do not have it. As you can see, they are not running that. TSM are the ones poking away at them now from the north, from the south, excuse me, as the fort has been set up, though, surprisingly enough, to get them on the other side of the tracks. We'll see if they can secure any of the kills here. It looks like Liquid will survive for now. TSM, though, with the high ground control. Imperial Hal on a longbow. That's all he's got left in this late game. He will have the Peacekeeper at the very least to work with once we get into close quarters combat.
Check out the way XSET are playing this as well. You can see them through the walls right now, just playing high ground and playing to wait out anybody else. There's no way for them to peek from where they are in the ring right now, and are instead looking for an angle to get outside once the focus has been drawn away from them. As TSM, they've got multiple squads to focus on. You called it. They've got the best spot, but it means that everybody else wants a piece of heaven.
5 squads remaining here. TSM have their work cut out for them. Luckily for them, to their east, it's going to be a scramble from 2 teams. XSET along with ERA just below them now. And so TSM, they understand they need to make sure that these 2 squads cannot walk up for free. They need to force them into each other here, as they are actually forcing them to the north. So beautiful rotation out, but we'll see if they have a bubble to actually keep this safe. No, they don't. Bowser goes down, and he was the Gibraltar. And so how safe will it be for ERA to try and get him back up? Team Liquid drop down that mobile respawn beacon to provide them a little bit of cover as well. XSET now are committed to try and push onto TSM, and TSM understands this snipe down is trying to find an off angle on the right-hand side, but he gets cracked and is forced back. A little parting gift there from Liquid, smoking off the roof angle from TSM as they tried to focus down 303 there on the low ground. XSET playing this one out as a duo, it seems like. Is Applejack still in this one? No, we're down to 4 squads remaining. Never mind. Kusky did get finished off, and it looks like XSET on their last legs as well. 303 is the full 3-man there. We'll take them out. TSM, 303, and Team Liquid here for the final circle.
But what can 303 do? They can't get onto the high ground, and this is just a 3v3, weirdly enough, between Liquid and TSM. And TSM, they've got the angle. Peacekeeper here is going to provide a lot, but the Bangalore ult ends up quite literally shaking them, as Hal zones them out with the Peacekeeper.
Oh, no.
Bubble goes down though, and FPS is isolated, gets taken down by Reps and T, and it's just between TSM and 303 now. They've pushed up to the high ground, they've used that redeploy, they end up knocking Hal, they end up finding Reps as well. Snipedown needs to clutch it with the L-Star. He's got the gas to do it, but unfortunately, the members of 303